Hello there folks, Cinnamon Swirl Squirrel here and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone had an absolutely fantastic Friday and a great weekend, and I hope you're having a great start to your week. Now, today we are covering a little bit of a different game here. This is called Tales of the Shire. It's a Lord of the Rings game, as it says here. And it came out at the tail end of last week. I have one game that I kind of started to play in the background just to see what we were looking at and to get a little bit of a feel for the game so that I could give you a little bit of an informed review slash just showing you guys what this game's like. It is a brilliant little game. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how these guys go with copyright and all that, so we've cut the music out of it, which is such a shame because the music is so nice in this game. It's so relaxing, and this is the thing. You literally just get to play as a hobbit. So we're gonna go and hit new game here. We got photo mode. Time is paused during photo mode, so you have all the time in Middle Earth to take the perfect picture. Nice. But yeah, you literally just get to live as a hobbit and do hobbit things, and it's such a perfect little game for me. I get to go around, I get to explore. We just still have the ambient sounds here, as you can tell, but the actual main music of the game is not here. So we're at the Shire, the Third Age. To Bywater, 50 miles. And this is going to be our little character here that some familiar face, or at least familiar name and cloak, will find us. So here we are in our little character creator. You can literally just go a hobbit. So you can go female, which is what we're going here. You get different body types. I think this starts to go up in size, but that's fine. And then you get a kind of a personality. So you've got the default there. You've got grumpy, jolly, cozy, and that's kind of like one that's a little bit sleepy and laid back. Perky, snobby, and weary. But I do enjoy the little jolly one. I did go cozy to begin with, but no, we're gonna go jolly. And I think that's just fine. Let's see, you get to change your hair, which, so at the moment, it's a little bit fast, is in a little bobble. And obviously, we're not going to be doing the male haircuts here. Although this is a cute little hairstyle. Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh, I did. I did see that one because it's part of this page. That's quite a nice one. It's nice long hair. This one, slightly shorter hair with more bangs. This one is very voluminous, and quite nice. And then this one is kind of similar to this one, except, oops, wait, no, this one. So this one, yeah, it's very similar, except it's got a little bit of a different shape to it. So I think we'll stick with this one. We're going to stick with the same, what's this, brow shape. I don't think, so you can get bushy, you can get slim, shaped. That's kind of your normal setting. That one's more, it's got more texture to it. Fishy textured, kind of normal textured, and then this one has the flecks at the end. This one's even more bushy and textured. And then you've got the kind of wedges there. I think though... No, where are we? It's the kind of start of the textured ones there. They're a little bit short, mind you, but I think the alternative after that is to start going bushier. Yeah, they're just missing. If it came down a little bit further, that was going to be perfect. But with the way her hair is, I don't think it really matters much, actually. So, never mind. But we can have grey hair. It sticks to more natural colours here. So we've got the red, which we had, brown, a darker brown, and a bluish black colour. Again though, we will, that's kind of more of a, yeah, no, we will be sticking with the red though. Here you can affect things like your ears. There's a bunch of options for that. We can go through them, but I think I'll probably, well here, look, briefly. That's not what that is. Oh, this is face shape. That's right, I think in the game, see, like, you can kind of make it look a little, can you take your hand away, please? Thank you. There you are. So we've got kind of a tighter face there, one that's a little bit more strawberry in shape. Oh, actually, I think they're kind of like this one. To be fair, this is the ears here. So we've got the little ears, or the slope. We've got like kind of pointed up, and the sloped ones. Round, really pointy. Smaller, more block-like, and big ears there. So I think we'll probably just stick with these ones. Yeah, we'll just stick with those ones. You get your different eye colours, although I do like the eyes that's there, and you get different eyelash styles as well. So you get these ones, which is kind of like more of a fan one. It's made to look it's made to make them look bigger. I'm not keen on it though, just because when they do blink their eyes, it just makes it look like a wafer sort of thing rather than. And then that's pointed, a bigger wafer. This one, alright, so that's got a little bit of a tail on it, and this one does not. Again, more angled, pointed, and big fan. I think we'll just do the one with the the one with the little fleck there. And you can change your nose. Can't remember what I had in the other one. But you can change your nose there. Nothing's too defined, which is nice. You know? So we can just pick a little nose here. And then you get the big one at the end. I think though, probably just stick with the we'll just stick with that one, I think. Although, I do want to change this up a little bit. I think those lips are nice. Better to have a little bit more volume. Probably because my family and I we pretty much have big lips. Natural, right enough, but we've got rather full lips. So let's see. That's really thin. And that's slightly higher up. Okay, but no, I think we'll probably look at either this set. That's nice, right enough. Yep, I think don't. Yeah, we'll maybe go with this one. It's kind of off-putting because they're smiling all the time, so you don't really get to see exactly what you're looking at. But I think we'll maybe go this one. Or that one. Sure. And then you you can even adapt your foot here. Again, you've got like the kind of more basic one, and then you've got your more textured hair. You've got little blobs, you've got big blobs, you've got really, really hairy ones. Including a little bit on the toe knuckle there. With a bit of artistic license there, I think. And then we've got these, and that. I think though, I don't know, might go with that. Yeah, well, maybe go with this one, I think. And then we're back to the beginning again. So you do this part first, and then you hit continue, and it will take you onto your outfit. I'll run through these briefly. You can have glasses, or you cannot have glasses. You can have a petal blouse. You can have a fisher's shirt, a plain buttoned shirt, and the simple hobbit shirt. I quite like this. I also like this. And then you can, with this one, it just kind of looks like normal. Almost 3/4 lengths. But when you pair it with the white shirt, you see that they are actually, they have braces on them. But that's fine because we will not be wearing them like that. But yeah, so there's these ones, there's these ones, which I kind of like the color combination, although this one goes a little bit better actually. There's a skirt here, and then there is the brown skirt. I think we'll maybe keep the skirts for later, I think, for when we do we host meals, which is something that you do. Literally everything about your Hobbit existence, and a cape, I think, just for good measure. It's an adventuring cape. We need one of those. So we continue with that. And then you can either... Now, I didn't read that part about entering a custom name to begin with. So I chose... Esmeralda Puddyfoot last time because I liked the name Esmeralda, and Puddyfoot was just like pudding, which I thought was a good fit. I also, though, there's like Gilly, Goldilocks, Hilda, Jessamine, May, Mirabella, Moscow, Myrtle, Nina, Pansy, Pearl, Peony, Poppy, Primrose, Primula, Friska, Rosamunda, and then it goes through. There's like Amethyst and Amaranth and Bella, Belladonna, all those ones. So I think this time, it's interesting. I think this time we'll go Rosamunda, and then the last, confirm that one, and then the last one. Underhill is quite good because it kind of references the Fae there a little bit. Smallborough, I thought. Rosamund's a Smallborough. Puddyfoot we used for the last one, although I still really like that one. You've got Maggot as the last name. Lightfoot, Hog, Hayward. Take a quick roll through all of these. Gardner, Gamage. Because they had to have Gamage and Gimmage. Okay. Very similar, but there we have it. Brownlock, Brown, Brockhouse, Race Girdle. So they have a bunch of names there. Sure. Let's go Smallborough because we are small. And there we have it. So we're Rosamunda Smallborough. So we'll continue. And then you can edit your appearance later through the wardrobe items. And that includes your hair, your features, and your kind of body composition. Sleeping, yes, a very Hobbit thing to do, I'd say. It's a very comfy spot. I'm sure it is. I'm on my way to buy water. I know. All the way from Prancing Pony, and you've fallen asleep in a glade. How do you know I'm from Bree? I have a special interest in hobbits and their business. Time to get up. There's lots for you to do. And we go on this little trek here. But yeah, this is such a perfect little game for people that it's a very, very chill little game. You literally go about as a little hobbit, and you forage, you fish, help the townspeople. I don't know how to fish. What about cooking? I've always wanted to learn. Well then. This will be a good place to start. And it is too, because you get given a whole, and I will show you it in just a minute, but a huge, huge part of this game is helping out the townsfolk, but also making friends with the townsfolk. And you do that by cooking meals for them, as well as helping them out. So, you're not staying? I have business elsewhere. But I'll come back, probably when you least expect me. But yes, you go around and you help people with their little hobbit problems. Like one man, pardon me, one sec. A man loses his cow and you have to go find that. Or, you know, people want you to bring them a few fish, or just very nice. Nothing bloody, nothing violent about the game. It's just very nice. Although I'm not sure I like the fact that Gandalf has longer eyelashes than me. And there we are. So we've just reached Bywater, the Shire. And one of the awesome things about this game is, and I'm sure I'll tell you here in just a second, but so he's such a grumpy old man too. I'm just saying. We'll figure that one out later though. But here we have to talk to Orlo. I probably would explain a bunch of this stuff, like the butterflies have significance and stuff like that, but are you joking? That's right outside of here. Okay, hold on. Let's do this first. Let's speak to Orlo, sorry. Orlo Proudfoot. It's you, our new hobbit. I'm Orlo Proudfoot. I'm Rosamunda Smallborough. Pleased to meet you, Rosamunda. Let's go and see your new home. So where have you come from? The Prancing Pony in Bree. Never heard of it. There's something I'm supposed to tell you, but I missed second breakfast and now I'm too hungry to remember. I know the feeling. Let's go inside. I'll make you a meal. You go first. I'm so weak with hunger, I'd only slow you down. Okay. Yep, so there's a number of townsfolk that you get to meet. Orlo is just the one. This section provides bios, cravings, and more about the townsfolk. Yes, so part of their bio is literally their cravings, what they like to eat, so that you can prepare a meal for them that satisfies it. They literally say to you that before you host a meal, you literally have the job of going and finding out what kind of meal they would like the most and deliver that. So, so you level up your relationships through shared meals to continue their stories. It's so good. And so here you have a bunch of the townsfolk here that you need to meet. You get a tales log, which is where you can see and track your active tales. Improve your friendships by completing tales and leveling up your friendships. So a warm welcome. So this is the active one at the moment, and it tells you the percentage you're at to be able to get to the next stage. So welcome to Bywater. Get to know your new neighbours and help them with their problems, big and small. And remember, the way to a hobbit's heart is through their stomach. So you increase your fellowship by leveling up relationships and completing tales. So literally just by doing this, you start to become friends with Orlo. And this is like, it tells you to become a local, you have more friendships and quests to do, and it'll keep track of this so that when you become a local, and then I think the next one is a resident, I'm not sure, but you get this, your encyclopedia collects all your discoveries from around Bywater. Be sure to reference useful info found with each new entry to grow your knowledge as a villager of Bywater. So, you get an encyclopedia, right? But what it basically is a massive recipe book. And it's one of the good recipe books that it gives you the recipes, but it also covers what each thing is that it's going to ask you for. So it's got sections, right? So you've got recipes, so you've got stews, soup, and this is like all the recipes you have to, and this is just stews. That's porridge, which is considered a stew, but you know, this is your stews section, and then you go into soups, which is another whole section, and it'll give you the ingredients and some more info about that. Actually, let's go back one and click on when we know. So it tells you, no, it's not going to let me do it. So it tells you the name. It tells you what it's like when it's unseasoned. So, but you can add seasonings to things to change the the overall flavor of it to suit other people. And that's going to become important later, because someone could ask you for a rhubarb soup, but they don't, a rhubarb porridge, but they might not want it to be sour. They might want it to be sweet. So you add seasonings to it to make it more sweet. It is such a good little game for cooking. And it gives you obviously the ingredients list, and then down at the bottom, damn it. Okay, so I can't point at it, but down at the bottom, underneath the ingredients list, it tells you the tastiest created. And that is your little stars. So when you create a recipe, you'll get so many stars for how close to, because it's not just taste, it is texture as well, and you'll come to that later. But the way you cook things, and as you cook and as your level of cooking goes up, you unlock more methods for preparing things. So you're able to get better textures, better flavors, and more flavors, because you know, if you boil something, then you're going to get a different flavor profile than if you fried it, you know. So yeah, there's so much to do with cooking in this. I absolutely love it. So that was the stews. You've got soups, you've got platters, pies, and these are savory and sweet, because obviously it's a little bit more European based. So and Europe is more familiar with savory pies rather than the sweet pies that America's used to. Roasts. What is that? Dainties. Fresh foods, breads, and jams. And then you can go back into this. So that's your recipes, right? And you can back out of this again. So this is, your cooking stations. Unlock more through the cooking club. So you have a frying pan to begin with, but you can have different things unlocked to change the texture and consistency of what you're making. So I think one of them, it's not a blender, but it's kind of a sort of something close to that, I think. But you develop different methods for cooking. And then flavor combos. Discover flavor combos by cooking with ingredients of only 2 flavors. So you can cook with salt and heat. And I'm sure this will upgrade as you go. That's one thing I didn't actually notice. I didn't look at this. But this will upgrade as you go, as you unlock and reveal more things. It's so in-depth. But yeah, sorry. You have this, right? And then you've got the different fruits you can get. And this will kind of unlock as you forage. As you forage, as you go out and collect more things. And it even tells you the kind of, it tells you the seasons that these things, that people usually prefer these in. I think that might be cook time. And then this is the kind of cravings. Chance is affected by the amount of, whether you satisfy their cravings or whether you don't. But yeah, there's so much stuff. And then there's vegetables. So here we are. Rhubarb is sour. Cook with, and I'm not sure exactly. It's annoying me that I can't point at things. But so yeah, this is incredibly in depth. So we've got hearty So we've got regular vegetables, hearty vegetables, seasonings. And you get things like salt, pepper, and different spices and things like that. Fish, because you get to do fishing in this game, and apparently you get to figure out when things are dry, whether it's raining, summer, all seasons, spring, autumn, winter, just, yeah, so much stuff to do. And then your miscellaneous, so you've got flour, preferences, so Sandyman likes flour. Or maybe that's where you get them from. I'm not entirely sure. But all seasons. Young Tom Cotton likes... Maybe that's not where he likes it. Maybe that's who offers it. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a moment of thought here because I've obviously had a little bit of time in the game already. And then you have, sorry, your options. So you can save, exit to menu, settings, and stuff like that. So, sorry, this took a little bit longer to cover this than I thought. But this is the kind of initial bit of this. So you learn so much of cooking and entertainment for people in here. You can, if you ever see these sparklies, it's kind of like a clue. So you inspect it by hitting E if you leave it on regular keybinds. Is this my front door? I suppose I'll need to get it fixed up sometime. In the meantime, I should look for another entrance. So yeah, you're moving into an old hobbit that died's house, and she had parts of this place blocked off. I'm assuming as she got older, so that she didn't have to take care of it as much, and the place is looking a little bit run down. Obviously, you've got like a section here. I think you're able to have... I haven't gotten that far, but I think you're able to keep chickens and the like later. You've got a whole other section down here for gardening and other things. And then let's inspect this and see what happens. So it looks like this gate needs fixing, but there's a lot of space back there. I could have an amazing garden. So that is also an option because you can forage to your heart's content, but also you get to farm and grow your vegetables and things. So these are planters here. There's a couple more over here, and later you are able to unlock more different kinds of planters, bigger, smaller, different shapes, and the like. And you can come down here. Now, one thing about this game is you cannot enter any kind of water whatsoever in this game. You have to find a way around the water. Sometimes you get jumping pebbles or jumping rocks that you can hop across the water with, and then like little bridges and things. But yeah, so let's get in here. And here's the other entrance. As you can see, it's a little bit run down.
Yeah.
Welcome home, Hobbit. This was Old Ruby's place. Lovely she was. I have a lot of happy memories.
Ooh.
But it's your place now. Take a look around. So as you can see, we need to clean the place up a little bit. All of this starts to become movable. So I will just take a brief look around in here. So the little bedroom is in here. Let's see. We can inspect different things. My wardrobe. I should check inside to see if all my clothes have arrived. Or maybe I could switch outfits. So it's you can edit your appearance or change your name in here. The clothing in this is all just the same as the starter stuff, although later on you can buy more things. And then again, like I said, you can change your body composition, your everything about yourself, basically. And your name. So there is that. And then this is your own little bed here. A bed. Maybe I should go to sleep. No, it's too early. I'll come back when it's later. And you should be able to see, you can't because we're still in the starting stages, but down in the bottom left hand corner, it will tell you the time of day, sort of, that it is. It gives you the time period that it is, like morning, afternoon, that sort of thing. And there's a lot of miscellaneous and other stuff that you kind of have to pick up. And you will be able to decorate your house later, but we will cover that later. So Orlo is here, and one thing I will say, the house is a little bit run down, but this kitchen area, I adore it so much. So here we are, let's inspect. So this is something that we have to do. We apparently have the ingredients for this, so that's absolutely fine. But I'll give you a little bit of a demonstration here. I might not be very good at it. I'm just letting you know. But yeah, so the little stars are a scale of how delicious it is. The more delicious the ingredients, the more delicious the meal. Add the required ingredients to cook. So, and you have your... So for each bit here, it'll change to the options that you have for that particular one. So we've got rhubarb, which has 2 stars of deliciousness. oats, which also have 2 stars of deliciousness, and milk. So they all have it, and you hit cook. Some ingredients require preparation through cooking stations, such as the chopping board or the frying pan, before they can be assembled. More cooking stations will be unlocked as you progress. So, to use the chopping board, and just as I was saying here, I missed this entirely the first time, so it probably wasn't the greatest. So, you have a slider here, with chunky on one end, smooth on the other, and as it's saying here, you hit your left mouse button if you haven't rebound or if you aren't using a controller. You hit that, and from here on out, it will let you add things. The meal itself is pretty... Well, this is kind of where it's sitting at the moment. That's where it wants to be. So, I would probably say... maybe do this, because as you assemble, you'll kind of get to see where it's sitting. So we're quite close. So we're going to continue with that. Assemble. So we're kind of right on that mark at the moment. We've got the oats to add, and the milk to add. And we managed to get 3 stars of deliciousness because of the fact that we got it close to the texture it was meant to be, and with decent ingredients. So we store that in our backpack. But before we continue, just one last bit. But yeah, just the tile, the brickwork, the old style kitchen, and the log burners, and just this little kitchen area, just... I love it so much. And then you've got your larder here, which as we go and forage, we can add more and more things to it. The pantry, sorry. This pantry is huge. I'll have to get about filling it with ingredients. Yeah, we need to talk to Orlo again, but this is it. So you've got like fish hooks and meat platters, and different spice bowls, different pots, pans, plates, and things to keep. As you forage and add things to your pantry, all this will fill with different things. So we need to go back and speak, and as you can see, like I was saying here, there's bits that are blocked off, and later on you can make friends with someone from the village to help you unlock the rest of the house for yourself. But let's talk to Orlo quickly. This looks delicious. We usually send out invitations when we share a meal. We will do things... we like to do things properly in Bywater. But you're new, and I'm hungry, so let's go on with it. Your first meal in Bywater, Rosamunda? So yeah, this is your little writing desk. A writing desk! It looks well used. One of these drawers is locked, and I can't see a key. Oh well. Once I meet more people, I could use this to invite people over for all sorts of meals. And then, so yeah, you initiate from after this, you will initiate meals with this little table here. And then you get to as I said, you get to decorate. But we'll start the meal for now. And again, you just hit E. So you pick the location. And then you confirm that you would like to start your meal. So, time to place a meal for Orlo. Continue. Serving townsfolk delicious meals is the best way to improve your relationships and make progress in Bywater. So, you go to the tab. So, you hit tab and you go to home storage. So, this, you have your backpack, and because we kept it on our person, this is here. Or you can... if you make meals the night before or anything like that, then you can keep them in the pantry and you can summon them from the pantry. So just to let you know that those are the options there. So we will place the meal here for Orlo right in front of him because it is for him. And then we will hit enter and start the meal. Second breakfast at home. And you get to chat and socialise over a nice hearty meal. And we got 3 stars, and as you can see, he's quite enjoying that. And we get to go to our relationship just improved from level 1 to level 2. If you level up your townfolk while they are eating with you, you speak to them again, and they will give you a gift for that. So let's speak to him. That hit the spot. Do you have something for me, Orlo? Yes, I do. A rich rhubarb pie. And then the recipe becomes unlocked. So it's not always a gift of food. Sometimes it is skins for things, like different decoration skins, or sorry, swatches, I should say, and things like that. So nothing makes a hobbit happier than a good meal. If you want to make a friend, cook them a meal. Big people sort out their differences with swords, bows, and arrows. We sort them out with a nice spot of lunch. Which reminds me, you've got some post. I had a message for you. I put it in your post box. Follow me outside. As you can see right there, it told you that the bond went up, and the rich rhubarb pie recipe was learned. And these little birds, now I'm not sure if it's going to tell you right here and right now. No, it's not. Okay, so yes, it is. Right, so I'll go back here, right? And by the way, if you press shift, you don't run, you skip. How awesome is that? But sorry, before I get wrapped up in that, so you see these little birds here. One will be sitting here. The next one is over there. And as you move, they will guide you. If you have a task marker at all, then they will guide you and fly off in the direction that you need to go to see the next one, and see how it's circling over there? That's it indicating to you that this is where you need to go to get to your spot. So I'd check for post every day if I were you. Welcome to Bywater. The post keeps Bywater ticking. Your post box allows you to receive item deliveries, personal letters, RSVPs, and more. If the feather is up, there's post ready to collect. So let's read this here. Welcome to Bywater. Hello, Hobbit. Farmer Cotton here. Come and meet us at the Green Dragon. Make sure you write Green Dragon, Orlo, and not the Ivy Bush, or they'll get confused. Then write from Farmer Cotton. Stop writing everything I say, Orlo. From the farm, Farmer Cotton. You do get that in a few, because Orlo tends to scribe Farmer Cotton's letters for him, and you do get a lot of this sort of thing in there, which is just such a nice little touch. And that's something else about this game as well, is that each little character has their own personalities. They have their own style of writing. And it doesn't read like a formal letter. Each one will sound like it comes from the person that it's coming from, in the way that their thoughts would run, or the way they would write a letter. It's so touching. So, let's see. I like to go to the Green Dragon after I've delivered the post. Are you the postman, Orlo? Me? No, I just pick up messages and deliver them to everyone. That's useful. Isn't that what a postman does? I don't know. I've never met one. I'd best be off. You might be thinking, how do I find my way around Bywater? See those birds up on that post? They seem to know where you want to go. Just follow them. Welcome to the neighborhood, Rosaminda. Do you know what this is? It's another lovely day in this shire. Oh, you gave us bacon. So, map. So, you can track things by following the map. So your map stores the location of the land. Stores the history of the land and shows the locations of met townsfolk. Follow the birds to reach your tracked locations and use the schedule to find townsfolk quickly. So, oh crap, I moved it, because you don't pull and drag like that. You use... You can use... So you can use the middle mouse wheel to scroll in and out. And then you use WASD to move around. And that's where we need to go. So we can do that. And as you can see, the birds will tell you, because they will kind of... The path will keep retelling you which way to go. And also, you have your little arrow there telling you which way you're facing. So we're facing this direction. So we just need to follow that little lane up here to find it. But the birds will also show you the way. Now, it does take a little bit of getting used to. Because sometimes you see a bird and if you go the wrong way, they kind of show up again. So sometimes it's not as obvious. But yeah, see, like that, they'll come in. But they'll come in from the direction that they've been, and they'll fly in the direction they want you to go. And they will also be facing in the direction of either the next bird or in the general direction of where you want to go. And as you approach the next bird, it'll fly off in that direction. So you'll see that... Oh, let's just fight with the post box here. But you can see they keep flying off in this direction. And if you walk, that was one sitting there, and it's now flying here. And then, you know, so following the birds is a really good idea. We are going to leave that until the next episode, although I am going to harvest these because I didn't do this. And yep, see the things you notice second time around and when you're not following things. But yeah, so let's see. North, Old Ruby's Pond. East, South Lane, Cotton Farm, Bywater Forest. West, Lookout Hill and Ruins. So yeah, it does tell you quite a few things. But before we go up to the dragon and meet other people, I'm just gonna skip my way back into that. I love that function so much. It's such a heartening and jolly little addition, I think. I love that so much. You don't run, you just skip to where you're going in a grand old Hobbit fashion. But yeah, I truly do think this game is such a great little homey, relaxing game to play. There's no violence, there's tasks and things like that, but there's no mad time crunch on it either. So you can kind of take your time around it unless it's a planned meal that you're supposed to have, in which case you need to kind of have it when you set the time for it. I haven't come across anything so far that's really, really time constrained other than that. But yeah, and then so you would hit sorry, as you can see down the bottom left, you can see the sort of time of day it is. It doesn't give you a precise time of day anywhere, but it'll give you, you know, morning, afternoon, evening, and nighttime. And they were just skipped forward to afternoon, as you can see. And if you hit tab, then you get your inventory. And one other thing I was going to say here is, you remember how we were talking about how you can flavor things? Like I said, that the rhubarb starts off sour, but if you add other things to it, then you can change the flavor profile of it. So the blackberries here are sour, and the bacon is salty, as you can see in its description, but and it's also got its deliciousness rating. But so if you learn off by heart what each of these mean, like the little radius around, so the green thing that looks like a citrus fruit segment is sour, right? And then your blue or teal ring, it's kind of briny, I think. It's almost like it's waves with that kind of briny color, and it's that means it's salty. So yeah, there's stuff like that. You get a seed bag because eventually you will get your own seeds to do it, and then you get tail items as well. And it's not tab, sorry, is it H? Yes. So welcome to home decorations. Here you can customize the look and feel of your Hobbit home, and shared meal venues using furniture, decorations, gardening, and styles. So you look at whatever it is and it will highlight all the different things. You'd be surprised a lot of the things that we're able to do. So for instance, the door, and you hit R, unless it's changed, but it will tell you all the keys you need, whether you've rebound them or not. So this is what it currently is for rainy day. Rich wood, which I do enjoy. Refreshing mint, which is very bright and perky, but doesn't really go with the rest of the house at the moment. Sun-touched, blushing red, and shimmering snow. I like this one, so I'm going to go with that one. But so that's just the style of that. But if you go into things like the wood, come on, then you get beam styles, a lot of different beam styles. You also get beam colors, so light wood, dark wood, stained wood, and white. And as you can see, there are other swatches on things that we need to unlock. And what I was saying earlier about the rewards for having good meals and also for completing tasks for people, that's another thing as well. You will sometimes get food, you will sometimes get recipes, you will sometimes get like furniture of different varying styles and colors, and you will also get swatches for things. And as you can see here, so this is the each bit can highlight, and you can do each bit individually, or eventually you do get options for affecting all of the same type of thing in the house. And then if you hit tab, you get your storage. So furniture or objects that can be placed on the ground, decorations can be placed on the ground and often other surfaces, and gardening includes beds and direct access to your seeds. Let's see, we don't have, oh, it gives you access to the meals that you've made, and then the garden as well. So for furniture, there's nothing in here at the moment, but if you pick up items off the floor, which we're going to have to do a bunch, then they will arrive there. And then R is the key that lets you access the different things that are highlighted. And as you can see, it's highlighting the thing that's all the way over here, because that's the thing that was highlighted when we hit R. But yes, so, wait, let's see. Oh, you get freehand mode. Although that's kind of weird because it kind of warps things. I don't know if I like that or not. So we'll go back. And we'll back out. Whoops. So you just hold H to, pardon me. So you just hold H to back out. And then, yeah, folks. So this is our first little episode and introduction to the game. What do you guys think? I really, really enjoy it. It's a game that you can just sit and play, and just to chill and relax and run about and kind of fulfill your loot goblin cravings. Like, you go around and forage everything, and it's a nice, gentle, relaxing, homey game, and I absolutely love it. I love the art style, and the way that they've put personal touches on all the characters, even the way they write letters, and just stuff like that. And they are very independent little characters as well. Like I said, that little fisherman is such a grumpy little bugger. And then you'll get other townsfolk. Some are sweet, some are practical, some are straight to the point. You even get some that are a little bit on the nippy side of things. But yeah, folks, so what did you think? What did you think of it? I know that I really enjoy it. And I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, then you could hit the like button along with the subscribe and bell buttons so that you don't miss any future content. And share your thoughts. Let me know what you think of the episode, and your thoughts on the game so far. I know that we haven't really covered very much at the moment, but as things go on, we will get to see more and more things like decorating, fishing, and a little bit more of the actual cooking, and doing a little bit more of the cooking and doing stuff around town, honestly, like helping people and getting our relationships up and and things like that. But yeah, I will let you go. I hope you have the most amazing rest of your day. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheerio, folks.